Welcome everyone to another video, and today we're going to take a look at the Ultra League theme that I've been using to quite a bit of success recently, featuring Walrein. So Walrein is a water ice type Pokemon with access to Powder Snow, Icicle Spear and Earthquake, two of which were buffed for this season. Powder Snow had an increase in damage output by 1 and Icicle Spear had a damage increase by 5, which means now it is a little bit more hard hitting and can dish out a ton of damage even if resisted. And in the lead we will have Gourgeist with Incinerate, Seed Bomb and the newly improved Shadow Ball, and of course we have Florges to just hard wall the dark types that we might see in these teams. Otherwise this team is quite balanced. There might be some issues with something like a Skunk Tank or Drapion maybe, but otherwise it more or less can do the job. So going into the first battles here, we have in the lead we are met with Florges. So this is a relatively good lead because most Florges in the Ultra League will be running Chilling Water as well as Trailblaze. So for us this is the perfect matchup because we will be resisting both of his charge move options. So we are going to stay in and throw the Shadow Ball because Shadow Ball now is a little bit cheaper. We can get to the second Shadow Ball with just 2 Incinerates, which is going to be the way to go. If the Shadow Ball lands, it means that we are going to be needing only 1 Seed Bomb to take them out. And as you can see, that it is very unfortunate that the opponent has a Moonblast as part of their Gourgeist's as part of their Florges moveset, but we are still able to hang on and take them out. And here we are going to be met with a Giratina as their second Pokemon. Unfortunately, because we are running both Chilling Water and Trailblaze, we are going to be resisting the we are going to be dishing out resisted charge move attacks, which is fine because now we are going to be able to debuff them even more. Chilling Water is chunking them just a bit by bit, and with that Fairy Wind damage it does add up quite a bit. As you can see here, Giratina now has only a little bit of health left, and we are going to be in a position where even if they switch out, they are still going to be having one Pokemon that is fairly low on HP. And in this instance, Ancient Power, even though it is super effective, won't be able to do much against us at all. And now here is where the complicated part starts, because the opponent has a Shadow Feraligatr in the bag as their last Pokemon. Feraligatr will be able to chunk down our low HP Gourgeist and Florges no problem at all, which means that we have to shield our Walrein in order to dish out some meaningful damage. And here we are trying to bait out the charge attack from the Feraligatr. Unfortunately, catch it on to their Giratina, which is very unfortunate. It was a simultaneous swap, and here we are going to be met by the opponent using their last shield on the Earthquake. And here we do have a Seed Bomb ready to go. Even though their Shadow Ball did register, the damage will not go through until after our charge attack does its thing, and we are able to win the first game. So in the second match, we are met with another Florges. Again, we are going to go for a Shadow Ball, and here they decided to throw on alignment, which is very good for us because now we are able to double up on the Shadow Ball. Unfortunately, their timing was perfect in that instance, and we are only going to be able to throw a double debuff Shadow Ball versus the opponent, which means now we need to throw a second Shadow Ball in order to take them out. And they are going to no shield it, and we are going to snipe it with a Florges, which means that we are going to be ahead on energy for others ever in the bag. But unfortunately, we will not be able to see what is in the bag because the opponent forfeits the battle. In the third match, we are going to be met with a Primate with a Shadow Drapion as a safe swap. So this is getting a little bit iffy because the only thing that does resist crunch would be the Florges. Unfortunately, if it does have sludge bomb, Florges would be hurting really badly. And in this instance, our Walrein does get debuffed, which means that we are going to try to get a shield out of them before they are able to take us out. But unfortunately, we do not see them throwing the charge move, and here we are going to be met with a Primate, and Primate is going to have another poison dark type Pokemon in the back to cover it in the form of Shadow Skuntank. So we are just going to deal as much damage as possible, and at this point we know that our win con is going to be Gourgeist here, so we are going to be using our Walrein as a sponge to try to soak up the damage, try to deal as much damage in return and take their shields if possible before coming in with our Gourgeist to hopefully farm them down. And here we are going to throw a Seed Bomb out of alignment, which means that if they do throw when it eventually comes back in, we are able to shield it to safely win the battle. Primate here, one Rage Fist will not be able to take us out, but this Shadow Ball would be able to take them out, no problem at all. And the writing is on the wall, and the opponent concedes the battle. And in the next one, we are going to be met by a Golurk. A Golurk is not something that is as bad as it seems, because it is running Mudslap, which is resisted. And here they have Everluck in the bag as their second Pokemon, which is fine by us. And we are able to get the Chilling Water out of the way before they throw the Avalanche, which is massive. Now we are able to overfarm just a bit more before throwing the second Chilling Water. Hopefully they don't shield it, because now we're able to come out with a little bit of energy before throwing a third Chilling Water against our opponent's team. And at this point, if they no shield this, it is going to hurt a lot, because Golurk is such a glass cannon. And here they have a second ice type Pokemon in the back in the form of Mamoswine. And now at this point, at this range, Mamoswine being very frail, we are going to shield once and throw a back-to-back Icicle Spears. Icicle Spears will definitely be enough to take out the Mamoswine. As you can see, that the amount of damage against the Mamoswine is insane, and at this point I think the opponent realizes that they are going to be outpaced no matter what, and most probably they have left the match. And here we're just waiting for the Golurk to come back in, throw another Icicle Spear, and we are going to win this battle as well. So Walrein against their team, it basically core breaks it, and with Gourgeist having that grass typing does help against the Golurk. And here we are going to be met with a Komo-o in the lead. We are immediately going to swap into our Walrein to deal super effective damage against us. We are going to keep Florges in the back as a closer for this Pokemon, because usually with Komo-o you will see Empoleon, and Florges does not like Empoleon, even though it has Trailblaze to deal neutral damage. So here we're going to throw an Earthquake, and let's see whether it does connect. Unfortunately it does not, and here we are going to try to get to another Earthquake before they take us out. Unfortunately we are going to use our shield, and they are going to be able to take us out with a back-to-back Hydro Cannons. And now the race is on to the charge move, and we are going to try to overfarm just a bit, because we know that they are going to be throwing on alignment hopefully, and we are going to be able to at least get some energy advantage for whatever comes in. And in this instance it is going to be the Komo-o. We are going to throw the Shadow Ball and immediately swap into our Florges and hopefully try to snipe them down, but they do come in with their Feraligatr right at the last second. And here the race is on. If this Hydro Cannon kills, and it is going to be the end of our battle. Unfortunately it does not KO, which means that we are going to get to a second Trailblaze against this Feraligatr to take them out, and the Komo-o does not have anywhere to go, and we are going to win that battle as well. And now Gourgeist is going to be met with Alola Ninetales. It's going to be an iffy matchup here, because both will be dealing super effective damage. but Incinerate does deal a lot more damage compared to Powder Snow. Even though it is not stab, it does dish out quite a bit, and we are going to throw the Shadow Ball first because if it does land, it will deal a lot of damage. And we are at this range, we are going to be seeing them throwing another one, and at this point Seed Bomb would be enough. We are going to try to catch on the Walrein if possible, and unfortunately they do resist the temptation, and we are going to overfarm on their Shadow Golurk and throw it right before they get to a charge move, and their Shadow Golurk basically could not do any damage and they concede the battle. So another game there where the opponent concedes the battle. This is incredibly insane because this team does not actually look very menacing. You have two basically plant-based Pokemons here in the form of Gourgeist and Florges, and you have a Walrus with Walrein. And as you can see here, it is dishing out quite a bit of damage, and we are going to see here the opponent staying in with their Steelix and catching our Seed Bomb on the Florges, which means that we are able to go for a Shadow Ball against them. Hopefully this is not going to take us out. Yeah, it's not going to take us out because it's only Chilling Water, and we're going to throw a Shadow Ball against them before swapping out, I think. Or yeah, unfortunately the opponent was able to throw before alignment, and we are going to be able to come in with the Florges before they get to another charge move with their Steelix. And at this point Steelix does have, I think, Earthquake in their arsenal, so we are going to shield, hopefully taking out all their energy, and now we are going to try to farm them all the way down, and the opponent concedes the battle again. So a few top lefts in this battle, which is fine by us because now we are going to see an opponent with a very spicy Pokemon in the form of Shadow Magnezone. We are going to throw the Chilling Water immediately, try to debuff them as much as possible. Vice Grip does do a lot of damage, but our Florges does chunk them quite easily. We're going to throw a Trailblaze now, try to ramp up our attack, and hopefully use one shield to be able to farm them all the way down. They're going to throw the Vice Grip again. Now we are going to hopefully get them all the way out the way, but unfortunately it was a little bit too risky, so we're going to throw the Chilling Water to take them out. And now we are going to see the Magnezone again, and we're going to throw out of alignment the Chilling Water because it will debuff their attack. And now we are going to come in with Gourgeist again and bait out their other Dragon type. So it is a common Steel double Dragon type team, which means that this team of ours is the perfect coverage against that type of teams, right? The Steel and double Dragon types has no match for our team, and we are going to let this one go just as a flex before throwing an Icicle Spear versus a Magnezone, which is resisted, but it could take them out. It could take them relatively near to being taken out. And here we are going to swap out to Gourgeist and the Incinerate goes through to take them out. And now the last battle is where all the complicated issues come in with Miltank. Miltank is very bulky and it is a normal type, which means that Seed Bomb is the only way to go versus them. You are not able to use the Stab Shadow Ball instead, and with Miltank it does have access to Ice Beam, so we have to be very wary of their attacks. We're going to throw another Seed Bomb, hopefully taking their shield out. If not, then it will bring them relatively low. We are going to take the second Ice Beam. We do not want to be 2 shields down this fast. And now we are going to throw a third Seed Bomb, hopefully taking them out. And now we are coming out with a lot of energy. Another Como in the back. This was a mistake on my end. It could cost us the game because we should have come in with the Walrein instead. Walrein would have also been a very good Pokemon to deal with Galarian and Weezing, and here we see that they do have access to Sludge, which means that Florges will not be able to do as much meaningful damage as we want it to. But at this point it has done its job because it has taken one of the shields from the opponent. We are going to come in with the Walrein take one sludge and hopefully throw the icicle sphere before they get to a sludge. Unfortunately, we miscounted and thinking that we could win the charge attack priority, but we couldn't, and now this icicle sphere will be able to take them out. One shield remaining on both ends. Them throwing on alignment means that we are able to sneak in one icicle sphere, and that means that we are able to get this win very easily with two icicle spheres, the first to take the shield and now the second one to take the win. So as you can see here, the team with Walrein is super crazy, super good, very flexible indeed, especially with Florges having the chilling water to debuff the opponent, as well as Trailblaze to increase your own attack. And Walrein, and I mean, yeah, Walrein being very good right now, especially with the double buff, and we have Gourgeist there with Incinerates to dish out damage against Pokemons that would otherwise decimate it in general. So of course, if you like this team, don't forget to leave a like and a comment, and of course subscribe. We can get a lot more contents, a lot more videos and shorts about teams that I'm experimenting on currently. So with that, that is all for this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.